washed my hair today and I just came. Welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada for the moment. This is episode 109, in which Jocelyn discovers she's turning into her grandmother.
Misplacing things in safe places.
Man! I've had so many last minute Christmas presents over the years because of my grandmother doing that. And I just turned into her. It's awful. Man, not that I don't love my grandmother. It's I'm going to put this down and right here in a very obvious place. It's totally safe. And I'll be able to come back to it in 15, 20 minutes. I'll remember where it is and it'll be fine. That was 2 days ago. Still can't find the project bag. It's not a small project bag. It's not a small project. No idea where I've put it. Somewhere
very safe. I don't see it either.
Super safe, you guys. It is so safe. It'll show up tomorrow. I know it will. Diana, my dear, do you want to let everybody know what we're going to try to cover this week?
This week we are covering, according to my notes, off screen here, what's in our cup, cool threads, woolly workings, yarn on the go, spinning yarns, so little time, wool gathering, kniterature, and events.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. I brought the tea today.
You did bring the tea today.
Didn't steal from Jocelyn's stash.
Well, it's not like my stash is going to be hurting if somebody steals a cup from it every now and again.
Fair enough. So, Mr. Diana's boss recently went on a trip to India. Her dad is Indian and wanted to take her on a trip all through his childhood places in India. Anyway, so she was in India and she brought us back some tea from Darjeeling. So we have Darjeeling tea from Darjeeling. So we are drinking rose green tea from...
I don't know, man. I gave you the box.
Happy Valley. There we go. I brought the little box. It's a cute little box.
I did as instructed and only put the tea in at the right boiling temperature, which was little bubbles.
Yes, for water temperature, it says bubbles at the bottom. It doesn't say a degree or like a heat. It says bubbles at the bottom under water temperature.
I guessed. Did I guess okay? Just a good cup of tea?
It seems like a good cup of tea. 1 teaspoon per cup, 3 to 4 minutes. Storage in an airtight container. Best had without milk and sugar. It even has nutritional information. Apparently a cup of this has 2 calories.
I don't know, man.
Might break your diet with 2 calories.
Man, if you're cutting calorie counts that close, oh boy.
There's also 0.4 of a gram of protein, 0.08 grams of carbohydrates, and 0.005 grams of fat. You know, in case you were worried about the nutritional content of your tea.
Rose green tea.
I just find that incredibly amusing. So we have fancy rose green tea from Darjeeling.
Oh, it tastes good. I'm not a huge floral tea fan, but it's a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, Mr. Diana is also not a floral tea fan, and he helped me drink the entire pot that I made. I drank most of the pot, but he enjoyed the part that he had.
This is the same husband who, correct me if I'm wrong, bought a tea that tasted like a Scottish tannery.
Yes, he does enjoy tea that it fills the room with a smoky aroma, and I do mean it fills the room. Other people will comment, is something burning?
We had to open the windows in the car. And we all tasted it and went, well, now we got hair on our chest. Oh man, the tannins in that tea. Not for me.
It is a strong...
Not for me.
Yeah, so that's his favorite kind of tea, and he liked the floral tea. So rose green tea.
His brother's a hardcore black or Irish breakfast fan.
That's also not a bad tea.
I'm a fruity herbal. There's no actual tea in my tea.
I flip and flop. It depends on the day and my mood, whether I want a herbal tea, a green tea, a black tea, a coffee.
That's fair. I drink a lot of them. I find it's just the rooibos and the floral ones I tend to stay away from, as I don't enjoy them as much.
Fair enough.
It happens. So we're drinking the same tea. I got 2 mugs on the go because one of them is pineapple juice.
Very important stuff.
In my mind, yes. Do we want to jump into what we're wearing, what we wore?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, cool threads. What are you currently wearing right now?
Diana keeps talking about how she's going to do her find her fade.
It's like a quarter done.
So I pulled out mine.
I'll work on it eventually.
This is huge, you guys. I forgot how much I enjoy it. It is a wonderful finger weight pattern I completed ages ago. I don't remember all the yarns I used. Hey look, there's another snag. I will deal with that one too. I'll actually deal with it while we're talking about other things. So I pulled it out. I enjoy it. I like wearing it. I'll probably, if I don't finish my twin it up M cowl, I'll take this with me to Mom's. Because it's my big drapey, I'm going to my cousin's cabin stuff. So it's the shawl I wear when I know I'm going to just be sitting around not doing much for the day. So otherwise this week I just wore my Swiss shawl because we've reached that time of year where if I'm not going out with a person who gets cold, I don't wear a coat. I just wear a sweater. And the Swiss shawl works great for that. And then my Goldfish Memory shawl when I have to wear my coat because my pink and red and white shawl look great with my cobalt blue coat.
Nice.
And just like that, the snag's out of sight.
I decided to actually bring to show off instead of just talking about it this alpaca cowl that I've been wearing basically exclusively for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's 100% alpaca. It's basically just skinny roving that I knit in a garter stitch giant loop with a half twist in it. So it has grown lengthwise considerably. I can get it around my head 3 times now. That was much more than I intended. It still smells woolly. But it's been fantastic at keeping the damp out because it's been very damp the last couple of weeks.
I've loved it. I mean, my head hasn't, but I have.
I could do without the damp. It's just been a bit too damp. Damp is not a thing that it's not a state I like to be in. It's one of my least favorite states. Damp and sticky.
Well, I'm damp and sticky all effing summer long because I'm too hot.
Fair enough.
This time of year, I'm just wet and damp because people think it's funny to drive past people on the side of the road and splash them with puddles.
Well, people are jerks.
Damp is just a thing I am.
Besides that, I wrote these down so I wouldn't forget. Oh, I'm wearing woolly socks today.
Oh, you're wearing your Midnight Craving socks.
Yeah. They're just vanilla socks with a little cable up the back, which I can't show you because I'm not that flexible.
I'm wearing flip-flops.
I exchanged my Wonder Woman shawl that I've been keeping at work. I switched that out for my rainbow side shawl, which is the meadow side shawl pattern that I did in vaguely rainbowy colors. Because I realized that I don't really wear my Wonder Woman shawl at work because it's not quite big enough. When I want to wear a shawl at work, it's because I'm cold. So I basically want a sweater, so I brought a bigger shawl. So I was actually wearing that quite a lot this week because it's sunny enough that it warms up the building just enough that it kicks on the air conditioning, but I'm not beside a sunny window, so it's cold where I am, even though where the thermostat is warm. So that's great. I also keep a pair of fingerless gloves at my desk for this exact purpose, and I wear those pretty much constantly. Not usually in the summer, but sometimes depending on how mighty the air conditioning is blowing that day.
I love me some air conditioning.
Air conditioning is good, but cold hands. My hands are just cold all the time.
I know. It's a thing that you struggle with.
It is. I try. Unsuccessfully. But that is all the things that I'm wearing.
Sweet.
Which I believe brings us to what we are working on.
It does indeed. Guess what, guys? I only have 3 projects to show because the 4th one's gone missing.
I also have 3 projects.
Holy crap. That's never happened. It's not true.
I think it happens about
rarely.
Maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh yeah. Just before I leave to go visit my mom. And at Christmas when I'm finishing up shit at the end of November.
Pretty much.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Or if I happen to be on an actual vacation, which that never happens.
No, you're going on vacation. You're going for a honeymoon. And then you're off for DEF CON later this year.
That's true. Those are... DEF CON doesn't have knitting time.
No.
I'm not sure if my trip will outside of the airplane.
I have no idea on that one. I don't know what you guys plan to do.
Neither do we.
Good planning.
Solid planning.
Solid planning, you guys.
Yeah.
Super solid planning. Alright, which case do you want to go first? Because you never get to go first.
I will go first. I, right now, am working on my corner-to-corner crocheted throw. I am a row and 3/4 away from no longer having to increase on every row. I am almost at my full width. So I just need one more row of this black here. I'm doing this out of...
Heartstone. No, Heartland from Lion Brand.
Yes, thank you. Lion Brand Heartland. The black is Black Canyon, the white is Acadia, the red is Redwood, and the gold...
Yellowstone!
Yellowstone, thank you. I think they're all national parks in the US. I don't know. Anyway, they're pretty colors. They are chosen to reflect the colors in the house crest that Mr. Diana designed. So eventually one day we'll be fancy and pretentious and have a house crest.
I feel like now is not the time when I should be looking at my family house crest. And clan tartan.
Yeah, I have no idea what my clan tartan is.
Oopsies. You
There's
can see mine.
There's a billion Stuart ones, I don't know.
You can see the specific Douglas one to which I belong.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't think my grandmother even knew which one it was. And she actually grew up in Scotland, so...
There's a lot of Stuarts.
There's a lot of different Stuarts. I like the Edinburgh Stuart one. It's black and grey and white with a little red stripe.
Strangely enough, you don't actually get to pick which clan tartan you belong to.
I know, but I have no way of finding out which one I actually belong to, so I like that one.
Oh, okay.
I have absolutely no way of ever finding out.
So not how that works.
I know, but I have no way of finding out which one's actually mine.
That's alright, you married an Englishman anyway.
Fair. No, Evra, that's Scottish.
You married a German? Brereton's English.
Brereton's English, yeah, but Evra's Scottish.
Yeah, it makes them, well, very Caucasian.
Yep. That's right, I'm Scottish and Polish and maybe a little Irish and English. I'm super white. I'm like as white gets.
I'm gonna sit over here with my already tanning hand color.
Yeah, I don't tan.
I haven't seen any sun yet, and I'm already darkening up. It is not strictly European in my background.
Yeah.
Mostly European, don't get me wrong.
I spent so much time in the sun last summer and I got maybe 2 or 3 shades dark. 3 shades is being extremely generous. I got...
You've known me for years, you know
shades.
how hardcore I avoid the sun.
Yes.
And I still tan.
I spent so much time outside and I still only managed 2 or 3 shades.
If you wear makeup, well, anybody who's worn makeup would know this. There are labels and numbers that identify your undertone and the shade of skin color that happens to be yours. And they run from like an ivory white to way farther along. You got ivory, beige, bronze, like, and then in each one of those you usually have a series of numbers to go for. Or combinations of like soft white, you know, there's a lot of numbers. I go from an ivory 7 in the winter through to beige 4 in the summer. I don't tan, guys. I do not actively look to go out in the sun, and when I am out in the sun, I am always wearing sunscreen.
I just don't tan. I tan so slowly, but I burn really easily. I just finished a ball of yarn. Woo! I have to start a new ball of yarn.
Did you bring the right color?
Yeah, I brought all of the colors. That's why I have the
just
big
in case?
bag. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're like, enough of this nonsense. I'm
gonna be prepared.
Okay, that's fair. That's exciting. I'm glad you finally reached your widest point. Now you can just go till you have your length. Well, almost have your length.
Yeah. Well, I have to do another row and 3/4, and then I'm at my width.
Oh no.
I know.
Row and 3/4.
Oh, I know. Give up now.
Whatever will you do? That's it. Gotta put it away, start something else. We were at Knit Club last night, you guys. No, last night? Friday night.
Friday night.
There's a whole day in between there.
There really was.
My brain's feeling better. I swear. I swear it don't hurt so much.
Yesterday was kind of a haze for me too.
Oh, man.
Yesterday was very busy. Anyway,
my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn to talk about a thing.
So when we first started this podcast, we participated in a knit-along hosted by Marley Bird and Red Heart Yarns. We did the textured triangle shawls. I made 2, Diana made 1.
I wore that again also this week. I totally forgot.
To put it in your... You write show notes before we start.
I know, and I forgot. I wore it with a shawl cup, and I even posted it on Instagram.
Oh my god, it's true, you did post it on Instagram.
I forgot. Texture triangle shawl with shawl cups. Shawl cups are great.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
It's
gonna add that to the show notes.
hilarious. Totally true. Hilarious. So, we did that there first, like, when we, like, literally just, like, we were still just an audio podcast.
Oh yeah,
So,
we were.
We were just
That was
an
a
audio.
long time ago.
Long time ago. So, this past spring, she did a sock knit along. Well, we were already sock knitting, so I didn't want to participate in that one. So I was already buried in sock knitting at that point. I was like, I can't do more socks. This year, Marley Bird with Red Heart Yarn, and Red Heart Yarn sponsors Marley Bird, is doing the My First Sweater Knit Along. Well, I love me some Marley Bird knit along because she does excellent tutorial videos. They're really good. And she just keeps upping her quality every year. And while I couldn't get my hands on the Red Heart yarn, because I, of course, decided to join absolutely last minute,
As
like
you do.
I do, I ended up going with a different yarn, which I bought last week, which is the Lion brand Facet Stones. So here is my back piece for my 9 inches of Positive Ease sweater.
That is gonna be a really baggy sweater.
I get more like 4 to 5 inches of Positive Ease. I went up several needle sizes because this is not my first rodeo. So this is technically not the first sweater I've ever knit. I literally have... My Zadie sweater was the first sweater I ever knit, and the only thing I have left to do is connect my shoulders to my body and finish my front and back shaping.
You gonna do that ever?
Maybe. Wanted to wear it to my mom's house, so I'm running out of time, you guys. So I have finished my ribbing on my back. I'm technically knitting a size smaller than the finished measurements for my size because I want less ease.
Makes sense.
Make sense?
9 inches is a lot of ease.
And on my size it would look kind of bad. So I have a 52-inch bust, which in a finished measurements means I should be knitting like the 59-inch size so that I've got that Positive Ease. I'm not. I'm knitting the 54-inch size, so I barely have 2 inches of Positive Ease over the girls, but I have just enough that I'm going to get a lot of drape. I'm doing mine on 8mm needles, so there is a ton of drape in this acrylic yarn. It is very soft, very floaty, and it also means it took 6 rounds to get 3 inches of ribbing. it's kind of daft. I literally took both of my swatches to Knit Club, and I talked to Red about it because she's also participating with me, and she is miles ahead of me. And also knitting a smaller size because she's a smaller human being. So I've got to technically finish the body by Wednesday. Is it going to be done by Wednesday? No, it's not. The first week 2 and week 3 are big clues. So I fully expect to fall slightly behind and have to catch up when we're working on our sleeves.
Makes sense.
And
Sleeves should go faster though.
And the sleeves will go faster, so I
Could
don't
even
mind.
make like 3/4 or half sleeves.
I'm tempted to hack the pattern a little bit and knit them as like the elbow length and fitted,
Yeah.
because I think that'll look really good with a nice loose drapey sweater. And that'd be what I would naturally, because I almost always push my sleeves up anyway. And this is an at-home drapey or knit club, so it's like it's not a fancy sweater. It's a run-around do errand sweater. So it's like this and like my vest and some leggings and boots. If you don't know, I like to wear boots or flip-flops. There's no in between for me apparently. So I'm officially on my stockinette section and I'm gonna go. But this is worked up beautifully. The colorway I picked for the Fawcett Stones is I'm going to go with deep gold, tarnished gold. You think?
Sure, it's gold. Yellowy gold? Or greeny gold?
It's a greeny gold into a green stripe. So this will look great on my coloring because they're nice fall colors. So, your turn!
My turn. Okay, let me just finish this double crochet. Okay. Oh, I didn't plan this well. I have, hiding under my show notes here, this bag that Miss C from Knit Club made us for Christmas, or made me for Christmas. You have a different bag. This isn't our bag. This is my bag. You have a different bag.
I do. I'm also going to blow my nose. Because springtime.
I have in here a thing that was going to be a lamb hat, and then I didn't have enough yarn to make a whole hat. So I pulled it back a couple of rows and then did a bunch of decreases. So don't mind this string of yarn here. This is going to be a lamb toy now. So I need to stuff it, give it safety eyes, and then I have this dark brown chunky yarn that I'm going to make some little feet and a little nose.
Oh, it's going to be great as a cheap toy.
Yeah. So then there's going to be a cute little sheepy toy. And it's so fuzzy. So fuzzy.
I know. I felt the yarn.
This is out of scrap yarn that I had from other things. The white is Bernat Pipsqueak. And this brown that I somehow even have the ball band for, even though it doesn't stay on the yarn, is Loops and Threads Charisma in Espresso. So I'm super excited to have this little sheep. I haven't finished it yet because I need to get a box down from the top shelf of my closet that has all my safety eyes and whatnot in it.
Okay.
So I need that, and this bag of stuffing is also up there, and I just haven't got up there to finish it. I'll probably finish it tonight so I can give it to its recipient. I wanted to show it off what's going to be a cute little sheep.
No, that's a very good idea. It's going to be, you got the stuffing, hey?
I do have the stuffing, yeah.
Okay, good.
I was into doing amigurumi.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
I hope so, because that's about as close as I could get.
Making little toy dolls. I was into that for about a year, so I had a ton of different colors of yarn, and I had the eyes, and I had a bunch of the stuff. I still have a bunch of the stuff, and then I decided that making tiny little shapes annoys me. So that's why
Because making tiny little shapes is annoying.
So I'm okay with making tiny little circles for like the sheep nose and feet and stuff, because it's going to take like a minute. I'm literally going to chain 4, join the chain, and call it a day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so easy.
So that will probably get finished in the next couple of days and get distributed to its final recipient, which is a little baby girl.
A wee one. A wee human.
Tiny human.
Tiny human. Not
Alright.
into like quadrupeds?
I suppose she is a quad. Well, I don't even know. I don't think she's even crawling yet. And it's coworker's baby. I just see pictures.
Yep. Might not be crawling yet if we're still very, very tiny.
She's pretty new still.
Okay. How are we doing for time?
It's time to take a break.
That's what I thought might be time. I was like, you're prepping and you're patting your blanket there.
But I did that, but now that you pointed it out, yeah, I totally do that.
I don't see it, but I hear it. It took me a while to register. What's the pat sound I keep hearing? Now I figured it out. All right. Would you like to see the new project or the new project?
The new project or the new project? Well, let's go with the new project.
Woo! I'm so glad you said new project. You guys, I made a massive amount of progress on my shrug again. I'm so mad I can't find the stupid project bag with my project in it. I am making a quick infinity scarf for a friend of mine. He wants to gift it to one of his friends. So I'm doing this out of some Barocco Arrow yarn, which is nice and light and fluffy. There's no pattern for it. I am knitting it lengthwise, which is why we're kind of squished up here on a on a 40-inch cord. Yeah, because I got something like 300 some odd stitches for this infinity scarf, but it is beautifully fuzzy. It is a very interesting construction because it is a nylon tube with alpaca blown through it, fiber-wise.
So incredibly light.
It is terribly light. It's going to be a wonderful fall sort of wraparound scarf, which is what he was looking for. I don't mind doing this because he pays me what I'm worth.
Nice.
Doesn't even blink at the price, and he insists that I charge him correctly for it. So I have a ball band in here because these have colors.
Oh, it says alpaca. Yes.
Yeah.
Care instructions. Mm-hmm.
Those are
the bulky
important.
yarn. Color.
Yep. Yep.
8016.
Baloney. I thought it had a color name.
If it does, it is not obvious. It says color 8016.
Well, I tried, you guys. Apparently all I buy are colors with numbers on them. We're definitely muted.
Yes.
So I would go with a sort of...
Muted fall jewel tones?
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. We got some blues. We got some deeper sort of caramel, salted caramel colors in there too. Looks really good. Love this yarn. I'm doing it on 9mm needles on a 40-inch cord. I'm making this quite thick, so it's going to stand quite high, so because it's so light it's going to flop over and drape really dramatically. So I have to knit it to like 7 or 8 inches. So I've got a ways to go.
This blanket is unwieldy now.
Because it's huge.
I've got a fresh new ball of yarn, but the blanket doesn't all fit in my lap anymore, and so it was draping on top of the ball of yarn, and it's just, this is getting difficult.
Totally, I completely understand. So I'm gonna continue this up, and as you can see, well, see or hear as I describe it, I'm flaring out at the bottom because I literally have more stitches than I should on the needles. I wanted it to have a nice drape, so this will drape well, and then you can tuck it up and have it tucked up into a coat for a cooler fall day.
Oh, that's gonna be glorious.
So it's gonna be so good. So this I have to have done shortly because the birthday is coming up soon, so I gotta get it done by then, which is fine because it's right on target for when I told him I'd be done. So
excellent.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, said friend is in Saskatoon. I'll take it with me to Mom's and I'll just leave it there, and he can pick it up from Mom's house.
Yeah.
Which he said was totally fine. He could do that. It's because if he goes through Saskatoon and he doesn't stop to see my mom, she gets mad.
Very important.
Very important. You visit my mom if you know her.
Guess that's my turn again.
It is.
Okay. In my teacup bag from Dragon Fiber Bags, I have my Celtic Myths shawl. There we go. I determined this morning that I am now just over a quarter of the way. I think I am about a third of the way through doing this knitted on, very elaborate edging.
You might be able to get that done before you leave.
Maybe. I made a good deal of progress this week.
Yeah.
Like a good 4 or 5. I was going to measure and I totally forgot. Good 4 or 5 inches of progress on this knitted edging.
That would be an amazing shawl to take with you.
It would. This is the Celtic Myths shawl, the fingering weight version. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. I started this something like 3 years ago as a Reddit knit-along. Obviously did not finish that on time because, when do I finish knit-alongs on time? But
I think your very first one since we started recording, might be your very first one you finished on time, was our podcast anniversary this year.
I think you're right.
That's hilarious.
Everything else has been at least a couple weeks late.
Oh yeah.
But this is a crescent-shaped shawl with a knitted-on Celtic cable edging. I think the end result of the shawl had like 270 or like 300 stitches, and every back and forth of the edging eats up one of those stitches.
Yep.
So
I know what an applied border is. I both love and hate them.
They look so good, but they go so slow. On the plus side, I don't know what happened, but my brain just suddenly understands cables on a deep, intricate level, and I was able to work on this at
Cable inception?
Yeah, I suddenly understood how to read cables, and I can do them no problem, and I barely even need the chart anymore. I don't know what happened, but something clicked and I understand cables.
Oh good, then you have to stick with that one and get her done.
Yeah, I'm really excited now.
And start your not a lot of...
You know what? Stop tempting me, because I'm really, really tempted to start this stupid shawl and be like, bam, done.
Yep.
It's not gonna happen, but I'm probably still gonna knit the shawl anyway because I picked out the yarn that I want to do it.
Should you download the pattern?
Yeah, I did.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not gonna think about that right now.
That's
I can't. I have to wind the yarn, and the yarn swift that I ordered doesn't show up for a couple,
2 more days.
2 more days. So
Well, you got 2 days to get some serious progress done on that then.
yeah, well, I gotta work on the talk that I'm
Absolutely.
giving on Wednesday, so I can start it. I can start it on.
Yes.
I can start the shawl on Wednesday night as my reward for doing the talk.
Good.
That's-
Good plan.
That's how that is. Actually, the swift should show up on Wednesday. Oh, this works out really nicely.
That works really good.
Look at that.
Ooh, stomping teenager.
Anyway, I am doing this out of a yarn that I should remember at this point. It is Juniper Moon Farm Zoe. 60% cotton, 40% linen. So I'm really excited to see how soft this gets after I wash it. It is color number 9. It is a grayish brown. It's a little bit thick thin. I think technically this is listed as a DK, but I'm knitting it as a fingering weight, and the thick parts are DK and the thin parts are a fingering weight, so toss up which way you want to knit it. So some parts of my shawl are really thick, some parts of my shawl are thinner. It's got a fantastic rustic texture to it. I'm super duper excited about this.
Oh, I hope you get it done in time to take it with you.
It just smells like the inside of a bag. It doesn't have good woolly smells because there's no wool in it. But this is going to be an amazing spring-summer shawl.
That's why I'm like, I hope to heavens you get it done in time to take it with you.
I'm very motivated.
Oh, so cool.
And I have continued using the Knit Companion app. I've decided I do in fact like it better than using the paper chart with my washi tape marker.
Oh, maybe I should give that a try.
Knit Companion. It even works okay on a phone, on like a smaller phone screen. It definitely would be much better on a tablet, but they designed it to work on a tablet, not on a phone, so. You know.
I have a tablet, and I need to move my patterns over to my tablet anyway, so.
Yeah, so Knit Companion,
I think I might do that.
I think it's 13 Canadian for a year-long subscription.
Oh, that's nothing.
And you can try it for free for a week.
I pay $9 a month so that I can watch anime.
There you go.
The new Fruits Basket is out on Funimation.
Oh no.
Ha
Don't tell me these things.
I can't watch it. I don't have time. The only background TV I can have on right now that doesn't sort of absorb my attention is my 3 favorite morons in their car show on Amazon. I watched the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime. One of my ex-partners, he was a massive fan of Clarkson, May, and Hammond when they were on the BBC program. Oh, Hannah, what was it called? Before it was the Grand Tour.
I would say it was like...
It was a car show.
Yeah.
Huge car show.
I know which one you're talking
about.
about.
So blanking. The internet might be yelling at me right now.
I want to say like Top Gun, but I don't think that's right at all.
Gear.
Top Gear.
Top Gear.
Oh, hey.
And he got me into watching them, and I'm like, I'm not a car person. I don't drive. Because blind. Hashtag blind. Don't let me do that. But I've never been a huge car person. Never mind a European-orientated car person show. But he got me to watch. He got me to sit down and watch. He's like, no, you're gonna love Clarkson. I mean, he wasn't wrong. Clarkson is my favorite ape. Just my favorite moronic male open mouth insert foot. And I couldn't tell you if that's his actual personality or if he just plays it up for the show, and probably plays it up. But the 3 of them, and I've watched all the seasons now, like when they were on BBC, and now that they're doing it on Amazon. It's why I have Amazon Prime, so that I can watch this show.
Oh my goodness.
Don't get me wrong, the 2 free day shipping. Super bonus this week. I have so much stuff that was going to be ordered in, and it didn't matter if it didn't get here till the start of next week. Now it has to be here before I leave, because I'm not sure when I'm flying out. So I have to pack it. Mm. That's a thing. So I've been thoroughly enjoying that one. And it's great, because that I can have playing on in the background, because I don't really stop unless I know there's hijinks going on. And it's a mostly scripted show, so you know when the hijinks are coming. So it's literally on my computer to watch while I'm waiting for stuff to export tonight to export this video, because I have 4 12-hour days ahead of me this week.
Ugh.
To get ready to go, where I have to be out of the house for at least 8 hours.
Wow.
That's before we add in that our official, unofficial interns in town this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing stuff. We have character creation on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What?
All right. Well, good luck. Drink coffee. Don't sleep.
Huh? Diana's kindly enough, if you're watching us, if you're listening, you won't know, but if you're watching us, we're back at my house again this week, because I asked Diana really nicely if I could be a huge pain in her keister, and if she could come to me till I leave, because it is vacation time, so I'm also finishing blogs to post while I'm gone. The Patreon needs to be finished and updated before I leave, and I've got a couple of other things I gotta get done review-wise to be paid money. Because it's my job.
If you want to...
before I go.
Oh, what's the word? I'm not dictate, but...
Delegate.
Delegate, thank you. If you want to delegate the Patreon stuff, just tell me what you want done. I can find time for that.
Red offered to help.
Oh,
so I might
even better.
If she'll help me with the Patreon stuff, because it's mostly writing and editing and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just runs into the wall of how much I can do in a day vision-wise on the computer. And
Fair.
my review work has to come first, so I don't always have the visual capacity to do it afterwards.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll see if she can
The
help me with
podcast
that.
has an unpaid intern.
We have
The second unpaid intern.
Got
Oh.
super professional, guys. Super profesh.
Otherwise known as 2 friends that enjoy yarn as much as we do.
are willing to help me out because they know how crazy busy I am. I'm doing a lot. I've got my final projects for the makeup artistry, and I may possibly go back to university in the fall.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So, on top of specialist appointments and being bounced from the cataract surgeon, my life is full of ease and joy and no complications whatsoever. Like
None at
all
all.
adult life is.
Yeah.
Cheesy grin ensues.
What were we even talking about? Were we still talking about what we're working on?
We were. Needless to say, I don't have time for new projects, so what did I do? Oh, I casted on a new project.
Ah,
Are you ready?
let's do
For
it.
the ultimate of ultimate temptations.
Okay.
Ooh,
I love that color. That color is so pretty.
So, last week, I held up 2 skeins of worsted weight yarn and said, I'm gonna make a shawl. I'm gonna make the rainy, not a lot of rain in April shawl, which is a pattern from Cozy Up Knits Designs for Sarah's birthday, because it is Sarah's birthday month.
Happy belated birthday, probably.
She's 34 this month.
Ooh.
So,
Good age.
this is all that is left out of my 2 skeins. So, I've done over a skein and a half in less than a week.
Wow.
It knits up really fast. I'm choosing to knit it on a 6mm needle instead of a 5.5mm needle, so I'm getting a ton of drape, but it also means I will not complete all of the pattern repeats. Because I'm literally just going through yarn quicker, because I'm using more to go around a needle. I did save a chunk from my first ball, because I'm going to push the second skein, so I know I'm going to end up I'm going to run out before I bind off, because I'm going to push, but this is enough to do a shawl bind off.
Okay.
So, I have me a wee nubbin for backup on a shawl bind off. And when you were talking with Reds on Friday, and she wanted to show you, and she had this wonderful little start to her shawl, I went, oh, Diana won't be tempted at all when she sees this big, almost finished, pre-washed and blocked shawl.
Oh, I really love that.
You guys.
Lace. It's more interesting than regular lace.
I let it.
Lace.
You need to drink some tea.
Yeah. I'll just
It's called Rainy Day Lace, which is what they've labeled it. It is just, you know what, it isn't actually more complicated than an eyelet lace. I almost did the same thing. But there's just enough interest in it, it's quite different. And because of the amount of drape I have in here, like, I'm just stretching this. It's not even blocked. It's just, it's gonna grow like crazy on me. So I am super happy. I am so glad I finally found the perfect project for these 2 skeins, and I think it's Victorian Brick from Cloud9 Fiberworks. Daria, sweetheart, if I'm wrong, can you correct me? Because I'm wrong a lot of times in my life.
There's also no ball band on this.
I may have wound it up for a previous project, didn't actually do it, unwound it, put it back in skeins, and couldn't find the ball band. Whatever.
It happens.
Happens. So I am on to the 3rd lace repeat. And you do this lace repeat a number of times. Well, it's a free pattern. You do this lace repeat 5 times after a garter bump of 6 rows. I did a garter bump of 5 rows. I'm going to do as much of this eyelet lace as I can, leaving just enough to do 2 rows of garter at the bottom for my stabilizers for my bind off. And I may honestly only get 1 row of garter and a bind off row, because I do not have a lot of yarn left.
You're playing a lot of yarn chicken here.
I'm playing so much yarn chicken. But you know what? This lace repeat is quite forgiving, even though it's 8 rows. If I'm getting really close and I'm getting nervous, I'll stop and just go into the garter repeats early. But again, I chose to use bigger needles. I'm choosing to have a drapier fabric, and it's just all decisions I've made. Having said that, I really freaking like this pattern. Like, it is so nice. And quite easy, as you can tell, since I did all this in a week.
I just thought of another justification for me starting that shawl.
Sure.
I have a day-long volunteer thing coming up in a week and a half, and I need a simple project that I can
Freaking
carry.
Perfect for it. Because
I was
all
like,
you...
oh, maybe I need to start some socks or something.
No.
Cause
Well,
like,
I mean, the 8, you know, like, I haven't memorized the 8 row lace repeat, which I usually memorize lace repeats unless they're quite complicated. But when I'm checking at the start of each of my rows, because it starts a little differently each row, and that's the part I'm starting. So it's just checking my first either 3 to 4 stitches that are not literally the lace pattern. Once I'm into the lace pattern, I don't look at the thing at all.
Nice.
Till I'm at the end, because
That is
I'm like, oh right, I'm on this row, so I do this.
Exactly what I need.
Yeah, it's quite
I'll
easy.
talk about it more in Yarn on the Go, because I went to a volunteer thing for it, but yes, that, okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's living in my Manitoba University, if I forget, because I went to University of Manitoba for my undergraduate degree, and I may be going back for my master's. So my mom asked me, she's like, well, you're done your makeup schooling, and you're now stupidly overqualified for makeup artistry. She's correct. I've spent the last 3 years learning about makeup and its application processes and special effects. And according to my course line, I have another 1.5 years to get my final projects in, so I don't have to rush them. So I'm well into planning mode. Which is great, because each look is going to take a long time to put together. So I'm doing that. But, theoretically, I have done that shawl. I'm not super far behind. I will be behind, but not super far behind on my sweater cowl, the infinity scarf, the Zadie sweater, and the twin it up M-cowl in a week. Nope, but I'm gonna try. I have so much on my plate before we get to the knitting. I'm so busy, guys, I haven't been reading.
That's a scary thing. That's how I know you're really busy.
So I only have 1 book on literature. Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Whew. Is that all the woolly workings?
Well, I can't show my shrug again because I don't know where I've put it.
It's somewhere. You'll just have an absolutely enormous amount of progress on it next week.
My hope is to be well into the ribbing and have that as my airplane knitting, so I can just do ribbing for... I'm flying out, not driving out. My dad's changed his mind. He wants to have a weekend off. Super fair. Totally legit. My dad works 60-hour work weeks. He wants to take a weekend off. He can take a weekend off. So it's the same cost in gas to come get me as it is to fly. She was, even for her, excruciatingly affectionate when I got home from Red's house. But I'd had a cat on me.
Right.
So she had to reclaim her human. Do you know how awkward it is to try to go to the bathroom while a cat's on your lap?
Very.
I know, because it's something I had to do on Friday. I just wanted to go to the bathroom in peace.
No.
She usually drapes herself around my legs and, like, wraps herself around them and, like, chews on my flip-flops. So, like, I don't care. But, no, we were full on lap all the way. You leave the yarn alone there, ma'am.
So Yarn on the Go.
Yeah.
I've sort of talked about it already, but yesterday I was at a volunteer meeting for the Canadian Cyber Defense Challenge, which is...
Cleaning yourself doesn't mean I haven't stopped noticing you.
The Canadian Cyber Defense Challenge is a... It's not a hackathon, that's not the right word. It is a... Oh, it's a Capture the Flag event, which basically means it's a digital scavenger hunt. You're looking for things that say flag and then a bunch of text, and you take the bunch of text and you put it into a scoreboard for points. So it's a Capture the flag being some text.
So but, flag with air quotes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a text flag. But this might mean that you...
capture the flag the way I think of capture the flag?
Actually running around and capturing the flag?
Yeah, involves paint guns. We'll be fine.
Ooh. Sounds a touch more messy than the thing.
You wear old clothes, and you expect to come home with bruises.
My dad did, no, it was airsoft or paintball. He did paintball once, and he came home with the hat for injury of the day.
Nice!
He took off like 3 layers of skin on one side of his face.
Oh,
couldn't shave for a week.
I've gone paintballing before. It is a buttload of fun.
This was in the days before they gave you face shields. This was like way back in the 90s.
Yeah, I shot a groom-to-be in the ball sack. Totally by accident. I super apologize. I just meant to clip his butt. I've been friends with him for years. I was friends with his wife for years. So she was just like, so are you taking him home? I went, nope, you're marrying him. Sorry, bye. There's a joint bachelor party. So we all went out. It was back in the days when I used to drink. So we were all kind of toasted. Then they armed me and we ran around haystacks and shot each other. I had bruises everywhere. I got hit so much.
That sounds just really fun, though.
It was great. We were talking about our war wounds for weeks. Freaking paintball, guys. It was delightful as all get out. Then we went back to their house and climbed in the hot tub in turns because we were all very sore.
I bet.
Totally worth it.
digital capture the flag for high school students to teach them about security analysis and how to prevent systems from getting hacked.
I think it would be just as delightful for them because it's a competition between other peer groups.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they always have a really good time. But I am going to be a mentor at the event, which means I get assigned a table of kids. I'm going to be assigned the table of
Kids? Teenagers?
kids from yeah, they're teenagers, but from Balmoral Hall, the all-girls school. I get their table.
You get the all-girls school.
I'm super excited. Hack the planet. I mean, we're not hackers. I'm not allowed to say that we're hackers.
We're not hackers.
We're not hackers. We're security analysts.
You are.
Yes. Anyway, the volunteer orientation meeting was yesterday. And
Sorry.
I determined that I now understand cables well enough to knit cables at a meeting, which was really great. That's why I have so much progress on that thing, because it was a 3-hour meeting.
Astonishing.
But yeah, and because I have Knit Companion, I can just like cross my legs. You can't really see, I guess, on the camera, but I can just like cross my legs like the awkward man way, where your like knees sticking way out. But then I can pile my bag.
I'm sure it's comfortable for them, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But yeah.
It's actually pretty comfortable for me until my leg falls asleep.
That's fair.
But then I can put my project bag in like the hole that my knee forms to plug the hole, and then my knitting sits on top of that, and then on top of all of that, I can prop up my phone with Knit Companion open.
Oh, geez, and away you go.
Yeah. So.
People just see you cabling and it looks like magic.
Yeah. So people think I'm amazing, and I'm amused in a meeting, a 3-hour meeting that probably only needed to be a 90-minute meeting, but you know, whatever. We were having a good time.
That's usually what happens. Hey, I was grateful because I was done the second place I had to go to yesterday when I texted you, went, can you post today? And I had to be back here to meet with Mr. B because he came over for dinner and board games. Okay. I made it home in time.
Oh, not knitting related, but before I went to the volunteer meeting, like immediately before, I was teaching a group of kids some of the skills that they will need to know in order to succeed at the Capture the Flag event.
Beautiful.
So it was a lot of, I don't know, that whole group of internet friends is like, they're white hat hackers. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They just figured out how to get paid for it.
Yes, which is...
White hat hackers meaning that they hack things and then go, whoa, hey company, this is a major security hole, you should plug that. And they don't do anything bad with knowing about the security hole, they tell the company about the security hole so that they can fix it.
So
to prevent the bad guys from,
Companies hire them to find weaknesses so they can plug them.
Yeah, so that kind of a job is called penetration testing, or pen testing.
Yeah, pen testing sounds way better than the first one.
Yeah, there's a lot of off-color jokes about penetration testing.
There
pen
have
testing.
to be. We're all approximately 12.
Yeah, we totally are. So they're pen testers or red team security analysts.
Fart jokes don't not get funny.
And if you're a part of the team that plugs the security holes, then you're the blue team security analysts.
Okay.
Usually you're a system administrator is probably what it says on your job description. Anyway, blue team is defense, red team is
I'm sure people
offense.
are fascinated by this, considering they tuned in for a knitting show.
You know what? You know what? Anyway, the event is coming up in a week and a half, and I need something to knit on while I'm there, because a lot of what I do is just stand around until the kids have questions. So I need something to keep my hands busy so I'm not bored. But I can't be on my phone because I need to be paying attention in case they have questions.
Find your fate?
Maybe. But I was also thinking that'd be a really great excuse to start the Not a Lot of Rain in April.
Well, that's perfect. Well, it's after your talk, too.
It is.
You'd have to, because you only have till the end of April to get it done.
So that might be what I'm working on.
Well, that and a worsted weight,
yeah,
it just flies.
Yeah.
It just knits up so fast. It's crazy.
I also like having knitting while I'm at tech events because it's like, yes, I'm a woman at a tech event, and yes, I am technical, but also, yes, I do domestic things like knitting. So you know what? Just all the stereotypes, crumple them up, throw them over my shoulder, there. And this is what you get. Would
you like to stand on your soapbox for a little bit longer?
No, I'm good.
Okay, just checking.
Your turn. Where'd you go with your yarn this week?
Lots of appointments, lots of running around, lots of bossing. That's why the Not a Lot of Rain in April got done so quickly, because it's amazing bus knitting, because there's very little checking of anything that needs to be done. And Knit Club on Friday.
Ah, yes. This is it. I've spun everything except for this. I'm
you're
so
doing really
close
good.
to having spun all of this into singles.
You're doing really good.
Yeah. This is... I bought this at the Manitoba Fiber Festival probably...
2017?
Yeah, 2 years ago?
Yeah, because you didn't buy any last year. Because you still had some you hadn't finished spinning yet.
It's true. I bought fiber at the January one this year.
That you did do, yes.
That I did. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Eye of Jupiter from...
Yeah, because we bought Blood of Our Enemies.
Yes.
And
Oh, I bought a gray one as well.
Winter's Coming.
Something like that.
Winter's Coming, Blood of Our Enemies.
Yeah.
Blood of My Enemies. We bought the exact same matching fiber.
Yeah. But this one is Eye of Jupiter from Hillary's Magical Yarnorium. There was a blue bit that I spun on a Scottish drop spindle, which is called a Jelligan, but it's spelled Dealgan because Gaelic. So this is the bobbin that I have already spun. It's got all the purples and reds on the outside, but I swear there's blues on the inside. It's so soft. It's this is a single right now. I need to learn to ply still. But the one still on the machine is primarily orange and yellow. It's attached to the machine and buried under cord, so I'm not going to pull it out. But it's these colors. And so I will be plying together just these colors, and whatever it does is whatever it's going to do, and it's going to be a lovely mix of thick, thin, artsy, poofy yarn. It definitely has some slubs in it.
It's your first skein. It's
Yeah,
totally normal.
but I'm going to have a whole skein of it.
You really are.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might just put it on a shelf going, look, I made this.
I do. I have my little mini ones that I pull off my drop spindle all the time. I'm going to make a nice, pretty artful stack. I'm not making anything with it. That's not the point of them.
I may or may not. We might have an intrusion.
We will. I heard Joe coming down the stairs. Hello?
Hello?
Are you recording?
Yeah?
Oh,
Do you need to do the cat box?
I need to do a question.
Okay, come on in and ask. Just watch out at the top there. Reach up and push the cords up. You're tall enough now.
Okay.
What's the
Here's
question?
my question.
Doing the cat box?
What's my allowance?
Do the cat box. If you do the cat box, I can give
Okay.
you a total.
Okay. I guess I'm doing the cat box first.
Yes. Why? Who wants to know?
Grandma does.
Grandma wants to know. Well, Grandma can come over here and come off speaker, and I'll talk to your grandmother while you do the cat box.
There you go.
Because somebody had to do extra vacuuming to make up for bad
Yes, I did.
vacuuming the week before.
Yes, I did.
How do I get you off speaker? That one?
Press the button.
Press the button, she says. Like, I know what the fuck the buttons do.
I'll just pause the thing.
That makes sense, yeah.
My wife's up. I don't know.
She wants favorite.
Isn't it? It's just the best.
Ball sack. Means I gotta watch the video twice this week instead of once to double check everything. Motherfucker.
You just watch it on super fast speed.
No, because I'll miss the jump cuts and little small errors. I have to watch it at normal speed.
Good point.
Yep. So I'm in for 3 hours of editing this week, if not more. Woohoo! Notice that you close the door, the cat comes right back out.
Yep.
Alright, what's next?
Okay. We have, everything's in disarray now. We just talked about
Flabbergasted.
spinning, sewing. We had a little bit of sewing this week.
I was doing some mending this week.
I'm sorry, I threw my blanket all over you.
Wow, jeez.
I'm just the worst. Just getting my blanket ends all over you.
Nothing fancy, just doing some mending work. The Knit Girls, who is a podcast that we, and by we, I mean me, faithfully follow because I found them quite delightful. So I find time to cram them in, even if it means I'm using my unlimited data to watch them while I'm on the go. I find time to get these podcasts in so I don't fall behind. I was laughing because they've been talking in April. They're doing a clothing conservation month. This is an idea that they had about spending time repairing things and fixing things, which of course was my universal kick in the keister to get on top of my mending pile, which has very quickly grown out of control again.
As mending piles are wont to do.
As mending piles are wont to do. So nothing fancy, just a lot of bits and pieces of hand sewing. So in the evenings when I'm sitting and I'm literally got a face mask on, I hand mending pieces, a lot of kids' clothing. There might be a rough and tumble teenager living upstairs who is not gentle on her clothes. She is definitely an active child. That's fine. so were her mom and her aunt when they were growing up. So that's okay. And I've been doing that, and I still have some to go, but I'd like to, what's on my to-do list before I leave, is get the pile to non-existent level, so when I come home and it's huge again, it's not Mount Everest sized, it's just the Appalachian Mountain size.
Smaller mountain range size?
Smaller mountain range size. So, it's more Mount Fuji, less Everest.
Okay.
That's my goal. Because I know better, because they'll go through their spring clothing rotation, and I'll get all of the winter clothes that need to be mended, and they'll be stacked in a pile when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's happening.
I discovered I can get Mr. Diana to repair his own clothing by going, whatever job you do is as good a job as I'm gonna do, so you might as well do it, because when it's terrible, you can't blame me.
That seems fair.
We both don't know how to sew very well. We get the theory, but the practice is not there yet.
Yeah, that's fair. It takes, it's like anything else in a skill set. It takes practice and time and work and effort. I live with people who misplaced a bread machine. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, you misplaced an entire shrug, so...
Speaking of husbands.
What?
He's making my phone buzz!
Oh, yes, he's talking about the game that we're going to play on Tuesday.
We're not playing, we're character building.
Well, it's kind of playing.
Have you-
Pre-playing?
Have you read any of it yet?
No, I'm getting there.
Diana.
I finally read the email, which contains a whole bunch of links to things that I'm supposed to read. Cat?
Phaedra would like out now.
Oh, cat!
Phaedra would like out now.
Oh my goodness, cat.
Cats don't do waiting.
No! Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. You know what? Go. Shoot. Be gone.
You have to, there's cords at the top there that my dad, being the wonderful, not finishing carpenter that he is,
I'll just
Draped
leave
out.
it slightly open.
as long as she can get in and out, she'll be happy. Cats don't wait.
No, cats are very impatient creatures. Thus further
Solidifying your husband as a cat?
Yes.
I don't disagree with you. His brother was over here yesterday. We were chatting. I turned around. He had gotten himself so comfortable on this love seat. It took me 15 minutes in the conversation of steak to get him out again. What?
Cats, both of them. They
Both are cats.
and they proclaim to hate cats, so that just makes them even more cats because not
Cats don't like cats. Well, no, some cats like other cats. Some
Yes.
cats don't like cats. Like humans, they come with a wide range of personality. My cat would hide from other cats.
Your cat would hide from a big enough rabbit. A big enough rat, even.
My cat hides from a wiener dog. She's bigger than the wiener dog.
Uh-huh. I believe it.
Yep. That's fine. It is what it is. So, yeah, now I've been doing a bit of sewing. Not as much as I need to get done, but I am making slow and steady progress on really boring things that have honestly already gone back upstairs. Sweaters, t-shirts, a couple of my cardigans.
Oh, yeah.
Little things. If I mend them now that they're a 10-15 minute fix, not a 3-hour fix.
Yep.
So I tend to do them while they're tiny.
Good call.
Thanks.
I have a few things that need, like, patches or just a small hole.
I literally need
or-
to touch up both side pockets on my spring coat. I've been wearing my spring coat everywhere. I've literally not sat down and spent the 25 minutes to fix the pockets.
Fair.
Do as I say, not as I do, people.
Yep. Wool gathering.
Lots of things with the gathering of the wool. I've been listening to There's No Place Like Tara. I'm gonna play you their intro song because it's so bad, it's great.
I gotta write that down so I can link to it.
Yeah, you should, because one of the ladies is a knit whore. And she knits.
Terra, like Earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's No Place Like Tara. It's a watch rewatch Stargate podcast.
So they just watch Stargate and talk about it.
Yes.
That's a podcast?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's fascinating.
Huh.
Fascinating. Gracie's never watched it before, so I'm listening to the backlog, so I have to catch up. As I put it on my list. I listened to the first 3 new ones that came up to decide if I liked the style, the format, the conversations, right? And if I do, I go back to the beginning and I listen to everything. Which is crazy, but that's what I do. And I'd listened to 5 or 6 and was like, no, I love this. So I had to go back to the first one, so I'm making my way all the way through the backlog, so.
Wow.
I've done it with everything. The Knitmore girls, the Knit girls, like
I do not have that much
I have
dedication.
logged some serious hours.
Yeah,
It's fun to watch the evolution over time. Just me. Okay, that's fine.
No, I totally understand. I just don't have that kind of time to dedicate to it, so kudos for having the time to do that, or making the time to do that.
Making the time, it's an obsession thing. Yeah.
I don't.
It's not that I have the time, it's that I sacrifice on things like sleep and food.
Okay.
Because I'm obsessed about doing that sort of nonsense.
Alright.
Anyway, having said that, super delightful. I've been doing that. We have Patreon updates that are impending and upcoming, and the only thing slowing me down is my vision. So I may honestly talk to Red and see if she's willing to help out with that, and if she is, things will just come at you sooner. We are doing our Patreon live knit and chat meet up a second last Saturday of every month. We're going to be doing it on April some sort of date. I don't remember off the top of my head.
The Saturday before you leave, right?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that makes it the 20th, because the 19th is a Friday.
Yes, I think it's this coming weekend, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, if you are not already a member of Patreon, or don't know what it is, here's your blurb. If you're not a new listener and a returning listener, I'm sorry. Everybody always needs the info, guys. So Patreon is a online support mechanism that allows you to support creators of content that you enjoy. Every group has different sort of goals and things. For us, it just allows it to make it easier for us to continue to do this, to upgrade equipment, do more for you, do more giveaways, do more cows, that sort of idea. Because for us, this is a hobby, it's not our job. So, well, for me, it's slowly becoming my job.
We would like this hobby to be net neutral, is where we're going with this.
Yeah. If we could get to net neutral, it would be super cool. So, and then, friends, we like to say thank you to everybody who has already supported us. You guys have been there for one knit club already. And it's virtual. It's just us chilling around, chatting on the Google Hangouts, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a Patreon exclusive. We've got some other Patreon exclusive stuff that's coming up. So you can get on there. You can search us. You can follow the links below in the description box or on the website page, because Diana is great and she links things.
I do link all of the things.
Which is beautiful. It is at $1 minimum for getting onto the monthly knit club meetup. So do read through carefully, because right now I don't remember what it is. Because, yeah, that's how that's going to work today. So I'm frazzled. My phone's going off, and the kid was downstairs, and there's lots going on. But yeah, there's Saturday noon our time, which is Daylight Savings Central?
Yes, Central Time. Daylight savings, so
Central.
it's -5 UTC.
Yeah. So, we're getting ready to do that again this coming Saturday.
Cool.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And again, more
amazing.
perks to come. I gotta make some decisions and do some things and get Diana to agree to stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
I do.
I had Patreon thoughts.
I know you did. I took them and accepted them gratefully.
Good.
Great, because I'm trying to meld them in with my Patreon thoughts.
Excellent. Then that leaves the reminder that in May we're taking a 2-week vacation, so you will get a pre-recorded vlog from each of us on each of the 2 weeks. Or sorry, one vlog each of the weeks, one from each of us. Does that make sense?
Close enough. I mean,
Close enough.
The English was a little off, but what we're going to do is, while we're gone, is we have some video vlogs we're going to post for everybody. So you won't have an audio podcast or technically a knitting podcast, but you'll get to, I have no idea what Diana's decided she's doing yet, and I'm going to be doing a yarn store crawl in Saskatoon while I'm out visiting my parents. I'm going to take you guys with me while we go yarn shopping.
I'm going to talk about my travel yarn in mine.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to dig
I
out
was like, I don't know, you need something that takes like at minimum 15 minutes, longer is better.
You underestimate how much I can talk about my travel yarn.
I don't. I think I'm going to be looking at yours and going, oh my god, Daddy, we have to go to all the stores. No skimping, sir.
Because I stopped getting like touristy stuff when I go places. I get a skein of yarn, so that when I wind the yarn I think about the trip, and when I work on the project I'm thinking about the trip, and then when I wear the finished object I'm thinking about the trip that I took where I got this yarn. So I get to relive the trip at least 3 separate times.
I want Amsterdam yarn.
You will get Amsterdam yarn Fear not.
Amsterdam yarn.
Last time I went to Amsterdam, I wasn't a knitter yet, so I didn't get any yarn.
Oh, well, then definitely getting yarn this time.
Yeah, it's very important.
Absolutely. So it's sort of just a heads up. There'll be stuff. We'll still be active. Okay, I'll still be active on Instagram.
I have no idea, honestly. I don't know what my internet
out of
situation.
the country, so hers could be a bit sketchier. I'm just one province over, which is fine. And then the week she gets back, I will already be back in town. But we're going to have a special guest with me for 1 week's episodes. So we have some stuff going on. So
I get back from the big trip and then go on a small trip. I will technically be back, I just won't be awake.
No, you won't be. So that's totally fine. We've made the arrangements. So there won't be a break if you watch us on video, but if you do listen to us strictly, then there will be 2 weeks of radio silence.
So come check us out on YouTube.
Absolutely. Like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Smash the like button, as my niece would say.
Smash that like.
Hey, it helps us. It all helps.
It does.
It doesn't always have to be monetarily assisting.
Just getting the name out there is really helpful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's all I put in Wool Gathering.
Yeah. So we've got some literature, which is short because you've been so busy.
You can tell how busy I've been. I finished 1 audiobook. That's it. I haven't even had time to pick up to find out how good Levi is.
Wow.
I haven't had time. I'm so buried in work stuff right now.
That's crazy. Okay, so what book did you finish?
I finished A Conjuring of Light, which is the 3rd book in the V.E. Schwab Darker Shade of Magic series.
Was it good?
Yeah, I really liked all the books. I'm gonna re-listen to them on the aeroplanes that I'm apparently taking now.
Nice.
I really enjoy it's radio play-esque, because they've got a couple of narrators talking to you to do the different perspectives for the characters. And I just enjoy the story. It's so good. So well done. So happy with it.
Excellent.
And very intriguing and very apt, given that we're just about to start that Monty Cook campaign.
Yes.
Red London, Grey London, White London. Which London do you belong to? Tina's like, I don't know, I haven't read it yet.
I don't know these things.
Get it on Audible and listen to it on the airplane on the way to Europe.
Maybe. I do actually have quite the stash of audiobooks from the last time that I had an Audible subscription that I didn't use regularly, and then I was going to get rid of it, but then they're like, your credits are going to go away, so I just these books! And so I got like 8 books that are just sitting there waiting for me to listen to them.
That's
that have been on my to-read list for literally years.
My books. To a voracious reader again.
I've been so much more voracious this year than last year already. I have finished 8 books this year.
Yeah, I know. You're doing really well.
Which is way more than I finished last year. Book clubs.
They help.
Helping you read more books.
They really do help motivate you for these things.
Outside of book club, I independently listened to the audiobook for Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. I was trying to jump on all this does it spark joy tidying thing, but
I got bored with my space and cleaned it.
So I wanted to listen to this like 2 months ago, but it wasn't available as an audiobook on the library app, so I just put a hold on it, and the hold got to me. It was finally my turn this past week. So I devoured this book on my drive to work, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be so gimmicky, does it spark joy? Ugh. But it's actually more about respect. It's about respecting yourself by not burying yourself in things you don't need or even want or like. It's about respect for the things that you have by taking good care of them. And it's about respecting other people's stuff and understanding why it brings them joy, even if you think that stack of wargaming miniatures is the worst eyesore in the world, but it's understanding and respecting that it brings your partner joy. I don't hate wargaming miniatures, just for the record. I do enjoy them.
You like wargaming miniatures.
It was just the thing that I could think of. It was a stack of things that guys typically have that ladies typically don't like.
No, actually, not war miniatures, but okay.
We are bad examples of ladies liking war miniatures. Wargaming miniatures.
There's not that many. You could go, like, gaming. Leave it very generalized, because then you get video gamers, board gamers, miniature gamers, hobbyist enthusiasts. That's a wider spectrum. But there's not actually that many.
Fair enough. Anyway.
If you
So
want to
it's-
do boy versus girl sort of stuff.
Anyway, the book was really all about respect, which I actually really enjoyed, and I'm probably gonna go buy this book now because I really enjoyed it. Also, that clothing folding, I started doing it, and oh my goodness, this just like scratches an itch that I forgot that I had, because I always thought it was stupid to like have a stack of clothing and then you stuff it in a drawer and like, oh, what's on the bottom of the stack? I don't know, I'm gonna wear the thing on the top, and then you forget what's at the bottom of the stack.
I love the folding thing. Guys, I cleaned my apartment and then I watched the video. I did it backwards, but I liked the clothes folding, so I'm doing that.
Yeah, so she folds it like origami style, so you get this cute little rectangle that stands on end, so you can stack all your stuff like vertically. Doesn't quite make sense, but instead of having like a stack like
you stack
one on top of
vertically
the
when
other,
you do it this way, it's horizontal. This
yeah,
way.
so it's like a horizontal stack, so you can see everything, and I'm just like,
Mind blown?
yeah.
Okay.
And so I've been slowly tidying up my clothes all week. Like, this is worn out, this, I just don't like it, this doesn't really fit, or this grew, this shrank, I grew, I shrank, I don't know, whatever. But I've been like slowly getting rid of stuff all week, so I'm gonna finish that tonight. And I successfully inspired Mr. Diana to do the same thing. He's at home cleaning out his closet and his wardrobe right now, and I'm so excited. He has so much more clothing than I do.
She's married. He's doing a thing voluntarily on his own. Everybody jump for joy.
He's got like 5 times more clothes than I do.
He's
They're
a clothes horse compared to
spilling
you.
out of his
Yeah.
closet.
Yeah,
like,
he is a
granted, his
clothes
dresser
horse.
is smaller than mine, but despite that, it even, like, it is spilling, his closet is packed and spilling out onto the floor, and his dresser is packed and spilling out onto the floor, to the point where the two have met, and they're spilling further out into the room. So he's cleaning that today, and I'm so excited. Can you tell?
That would be a mountain of clothes. Yeah, no, he's a clothes
It
horse.
is.
His brother and him are both clothes horses.
He's getting rid of things. This is a really big deal, because he's been hoarding a lot of stuff, and he's getting rid of things entirely voluntarily, and I'm really happy. Why are you staring at me like that, cat?
Because you're making sounds. And there's a bag!
So tidying up is life-changing and magical.
Oh, Lord.
Cheesy grin. The other book that I have been reading is, what is it called? Shadow and Claw. Oh, I haven't brought the book. Hey, look at that. I got this out of the library. It's Shadow and Claw by Jean Wolfe. It is one book that combines the first 2 books of the series. When it was originally published, it was like 4 books, but it was supposed to be 2 books. It was one of those things, like, you send your book to the publisher and like, this is great, but it's too long. We're gonna break it up into 4 books instead of 2. And then it sells really well, and the publisher's like, great, we're gonna do another print run, but we can put it back together in the 2-book way, the way you originally wanted it. So it's really confusing as to whether there's 2 or 4 books in this series. There are 4. You know what? I've confused myself now.
There are originally 4. They've been condensed down into 2.
Sure. So this is the first one. I'm in the first part of the first book. So no matter how you slice it, I'm reading book 1. This is the book of the new sun. It is the New Earth duology? Quadrilogy?
Duology. If it's 2 books, it's duologies.
There you go. So it is technically a sci-fi book, but it's set thousands, if not tens of thousands of years in the future. So it reads like a fantasy, because humanity's dying out. The Earth is dying out. The sun is dying out. And it's just so far in the future that there's all this ancient tech hanging around that they don't really know how it works, so it's magic. They know it's like not actually magic, they know it's tech, but they don't know how it works or how to fix it or how to make more of it, so it's effectively magic. And it's been really interesting reading it because I didn't realize this at first, and so I'm reading it like a fantasy, and so they're in the citadel, and there's courtyards, and there's tunnels underground, and then somebody pointed out a couple of things that made me realize, oh wait, this is like part of a spaceship, and these are like the exhaust tunnels from a spaceport, and so it's super future sci-fi as described by somebody that doesn't know what any of this stuff is, so it's described in fantasy terms, and it's just a really interesting read.
It would be like if we maintained our current level of technology, but everybody had the same level of education and training as they did in the 12th century.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to try and figure out what he's actually talking about.
Oh yeah. Ha! 18th century.
So this has been super interesting. It is kind of a dense read, like you have to get into it, but then when I'm into it, an hour easily goes by. But it's not like a pick it up and read for 10 minutes kind of a book. You have to get into it, which is why I'm not very far into it. The print is also tiny.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, this is like size 8, 10 font. This isn't like your size 12, 14 font in like a popular modern paper. I don't know. It's small and it's dense, but it's really, really good, and I'm really, really enjoying it, even though I'm only about 10 chapters in.
That's fine. You're enjoying it. That's the important part.
So, highly recommend. I think that's everything that I wanted to say about that.
Is that everything?
I think so.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
So,
next?
Events.
Alright, so currently right now we are running a spring garment make-along, which Diana didn't work on, and I don't know where my project is. So, no progress to show this week, you guys. We're doing it in conjunction with Laura from A Corner of Knit and Tea. It is another YouTube knit vlogger, podcaster. She's a delightful lady. She is an exceptional knitter and a spinner, and she has amazing projects. So I was super delighted when we were able to sort of work out and do a spring garment along. It does not have to strictly be cotton, mostly because I'm cotton crazy, but I know not everybody else is. It does need to be an adult garment of some type. And you have from the spring equinox, which has passed us by, to the summer solstice, which is coming up on July the 21st. June 21st.
So
Too many dates going on in my head right now.
Yeah.
June 21st to get it done and get it entered into FO threads. We both have cheddar threads running, and we're both going to be drawing prizes for them. So we're inviting everybody to come join us. There is a hashtag for it. I don't remember what it is. Diana will link it.
It's in the show notes.
It's in the show notes for a reason. I have to follow that hashtag. I haven't done that yet. There's a multitude of tiny little details that I just have been losing left, right, and center. It was the headache. Messed with my wiring. Memory's not as good as it should be.
Obviously.
Tragic, you guys. So, if you haven't started a new spring garment, you should. If it happens to be in cotton, well done. If you don't like cotton, or you live in a part of the world where you're getting colder, not warmer, make something for you that will work for the season that is upcoming for you. Because right now, Australia is getting ready to go to winter.
Yep.
So you know what? Don't make a light spring cotton shrug. Make yourself a good shawl to wear with your winter coat. Makes total sense to me.
Also, you don't have to knit this. You can
crochet
or sew, or yeah. I guess that's
crochet, sew, yeah.
That's
Crochet,
pretty much the.
knit, those are the three primaries.
I guess if you wanted to weave your own fabric and
you could
sew
spin your own fiber and knit from your hand spun fiber. Do it up, totally, absolutely. It's an adjustable level of crazy.
As long as you make. As long as you make a garment an adjustable level of crazy.
Adjustable level of crazy.
Okay.
We designed our own crazy this year. We're doing that knitting bingo challenge cards.
This is true.
So I hope everybody's progressing with those, because it's a year-long thing. It's a lot more relaxed. Yeah. And I'm hoping to get a lot of check boxes done during Stash Dash this year. I'm just flowing from one to the other, aren't I? Stash Dash is officially starting May something, 24th.
You sure about that?
I texted you the dates.
I don't remember. I didn't write them down.
I think it's May 24th to August 24th.
They will be linked in the show notes along with the rules as the Knit Girls have laid them down.
Which is good. Right now they're getting ready to open up the polls for rules adjustment, so if you've participated before and you know what Stash Dash is, then you know that it is a summer-long challenge yourself to complete things, hence Stash Dash. Anything counts as stash from the moment you've purchased it. It is your stash. So whether you've had it in your closet for years or bought it last week, it counts. It is done in the form of guesstimating or challenging yourself to a kilometer amount and seeing if you can knit that many kilometers of yarn. I've traditionally gone for the highest level because I like a severe challenge. This year I have to think about it quite seriously because one of my knitting bingo challenge cards is to actually make my Stash Dash goals.
Ooh.
So I might not do 15 plus K.
That seems more reasonable. I'm gonna stick with my 3K like last year that
I
I
might
met.
do 7K.
That seems entirely reasonable.
Which, for me, considering I almost made 10K last year with a busted wrist.
I finished my second row. I'm done my increases. Okay, sorry.
We're good?
Yeah.
Good?
I was really excited. I have
No,
to
I
put this
totally
down now
excited.
though.
Because that's quite heavy.
I don't know how to do the next row now. Because I need to decrease on the one end and increase on the other, so I need to stop now.
That's hilarious. So, that's happening, and that's something I participate in every year because I love the challenge. It lets me finish things up. It lets me start projects and stash shop, while at the same time not sort of restricting. I suspect Jasmine from the Knitmore Girls will probably suggest again and see if she can get mending to count. So if you have to mend a project, you get to count the yardage total of the project.
Oh my goodness, that'd
She's
be
been
amazing.
trying for years now. It hasn't worked, so we'll see if it goes through this year or not. She'll probably suggest it again when the polls open up to see where sort of tweaks we want to do. So that is a happening. Also, at the end of Stash Dash, if you go through everybody's projects that they've completed, or you do it during the Stash Dash, there are some amazing inspirational photos. My favorite bundles grow every year. Every year. It is such a great summer-long challenge to do things like that. So it's, for me, it's great. I love it. May the 4th, Diana will be off to the Little Britain something fiber festival.
Little Britain Church in
There-
Lockport.
They're doing a little one-day festival?
I think so. Red and I are going out there, and maybe C as well.
I believe that's the plan for you three. I will be out in Saskatoon, so I will not be. What does she have?
She has your bracelet. She's chewing on the Velcro.
That needs to be taken away.
All right, we need
Oh,
to
is that the armband?
Yeah.
bracelet? Okay, no,
Yeah.
she can chew on that.
Okay.
I thought she had like a bracelet with beads or something. She'd
Oh, no, no,
bust.
no.
Okay, that's fine.
No, the toy bracelet.
Okay, that's good.
We need to take a small break.
Yep.
Because you wanted more tiny clips.
Yes, please. I'd like some more clips.
More clip. Oh God. What? I'm tied in my own yarn.
How did you do that?
I don't know. It's getting worse. I'm just gonna sit really still.
I'm leaving that part in.
Crinkly noises brought to you by a cat chewing on Velcro.
Whatever. It's not anything that she can chew off and choke on easily. Her snack was really fishy today.
Yeah. Fishy cat.
It was the Sam, Mac, and Jack from the Cats in the Kitchen. Because you guys want to know what my cat eats as wet food for the day.
Absolutely.
She eats the Cat in the Kitchen line. Cats in the Kitchen. It's a really good line of wet food. She also happens to really enjoy it, and they have more than one flavor that is chicken-free. Because she doesn't eat chicken.
Picky.
God, my cat's picky. It's fine. It's fine. It's alright. I'll live. After May the 4th, there is going to be the June 8th Fiber Festival out in Brandon, Manitoba. It's the same time as their summer festival. So we'll be going to the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, being hosted in Brandon at the summer exhibition, at their summer fair.
That's June 8th and 9th.
Yes, it is.
I believe we've been saying it's the 9th. It is both the 8th and the 9th.
9th.
It's the Saturday and the Sunday.
We're aiming to go out on the 8th.
Yes.
Yeah. Which means the whole knit club can congratulate my grandpa and go to a knitting festival at the same time.
Yay!
My grandfather is receiving a award and a celebratory dinner roast, which is where people make fun of you and you have to take it because it's done and meant in good humor, for his work on Seniors for Seniors co-op housings, which he has been a great big part of in developing places for seniors to go live and not necessarily have to be in a super traditional home setting. Yeah, so it's quite a lot of very good work. Because my grandfather is like 80 and he doesn't know how to retire is what it is. So that keeps him busy. It does, it keeps him busy. That's the important part, people. A grandpa without stuff to do is a grandpa that meddles in my life. My grandpa should stay busy.
Yep.
I have enough problems with my own. I do not require assistance. After that, we're pretty lazy, low key until September for the Manitoba Fiber Festival.
Yep.
I may or may not go to Knit City. I've been saying not, but the unofficial official intern lives in Vancouver, so she has her own space. She's invited me to come share the space and go to Knit City with her. So I may do a last-minute trip out to Knit City in BC because I certainly am not getting a hotel at this point anywhere near the event. and I don't drive. But if I'm with Miss Jackie, then I have somebody to help me get around.
Nice.
And if I'm going out with her, I'll go out for a while and do other things I have yet to do in BC.
Excellent.
So that could be good. So we'll see. It just depends on where she's sitting and what she's got going on and where I'm sitting and how much of the traveling I've done. Because, have you met me, guys? I do a lot of traveling for no particular reason. Just like, oh, I'm gone this weekend.
We've done a lot of rambling. We're about out of battery. It's flashing at me.
That's hilarious.
If we wrap this up super quick, we don't have to change the battery.
Which is fine, because we're it and we're done. That's it for events. So
Okay.
I can say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't forget to knit. Oh, we made it!
Battery died?
No!